The quest to find a 900 MHz digital or digitan spread spectrum fully featured cordless telephone has come to a close by none other than this Quest telephone. This is the Quest 900 MHz digital spread spectrum telephone with handset speakerphone, or manufactured by the Vtech model 1734. I had one of these telephones briefly, earlier in the year, in the spring. Maybe it was last year, I don't even remember. But I had one at some point, and it was theoretically a phenomenal telephone because it really has everything that I would want in a cordless phone. It has 900 MHz digital spread spectrum transmission. It has handset speakerphone. It's got a retractable antenna, which is pretty cool. It has the time on the screen. The only thing I don't know if it has is reliability. Unfortunately, given that this is made by the Vtech, I am very leery of the reliability of this telephone, as the Vtech phones from this era were not the best. And you can see it's kind of doing something flaky with the screen right now. Not sure what that's about. Anyways, so it's quite unusual to find a 900 MHz spread spectrum with speakerphone. This is one of only one or two other models that I've ever seen. And this phone is sold under a number of different names. There's SBC, there's Quest. I suspect there's probably a Vtech branded one, although I'm not certain. And there could be some other names. It's a really nice and heavy, big handset. It's a daggone shame that this wasn't made by Uniden, because this would be like the best cordless phone ever if this was made by a reliable manufacturer. Now, interestingly enough, or ironically enough rather, the use case for a long-range speakerphone probably has diminished at this point, as I don't think I'll be in this location next year when it's warm out again, but who knows, maybe I'll end up somewhere where I can have a use for this. Of course, you could use it at short distances as well, but you know, the big selling point with these 900 MHz phones that they have a long range. So anyways, aside from the belt clip, it's all here. It's kind of dirty, and the buttons are having some sensitivity issues, which is nothing that I wouldn't expect. Digitan 900 MHz spread spectrum. There's the handset speakerphone. There's the speaker itself, which is disgusting. It's all grime in between the battery cover and so forth. So unfortunately we're going to have to take this apart for cleaning, which I didn't want to do because the screens on these phones are very fragile and I'd rather not disturb them if possible, but we're going to have to disturb this one and hope for the best. So, let's begin by setting the time, because that's incorrect. It's got a lot of features on here. We're going to do, let's see here, let's do the 24 hours. And it is 2020, how ironic. Okay, so now it's on the screen, not flashing anymore. Let's see, what else should we do here? Let's clear all the memories because... oh, they're already gone. Okay, now I don't have to worry about getting numbers into the video. Auto talk, they're calling it auto answer. The formatting of this operating system with the 3 buttons here and the options is kind of similar to the Vtech 5.8 models. Certain operating systems on those. Delete message icon. Voice announce, what is that? I don't know what that is. Okay, so voice announce is on, whatever that may be. I haven't the slightest idea. Let's see here, the ringers. You turn the volume on. Looks like there's 4 different ringers. Okay. So the ring's on, the time is set. The antenna is not staying up. That's the only thing that I can see physically wrong with the unit. That probably is easy to fix. Anyways, let's begin by calling this up.
Private caller.
Oh, it actually has talking caller ID. And it can be answered while it's on the charger. Is it answered? Well, I think it did answer, but I believe the speaker is spoiled. Yeah, sure enough, it's transmitting. So it's you can navigate on it while it's on the cradle. That's fascinating. Another feature that you don't see very often. And I find it kind of useful too, because if I just want to look at the caller ID, there's no reason to have to take it off charge just to look at it. Okay. Where's 3-way calling? Who knows? So let's send another name. See what it says.
000789123
Okay, so it only reads the number, not the name. But that's not bad. It sounded pretty clear. The number was very understandable. What happened? My testing phone is having a problem. Is this? Not sure what the issue is here.
Zero, 5555123
Okay, so it kind of works the way that the older AT&T stuff from the 90s did with the talking caller ID. Okay, so it does ring just fine, but it appears that the speaker on the handset is spoiled, which is odd because I guess that would have to mean that it has a separate speaker for the ringer and the touch tones. Okay. Not sure if it's doing that because the battery's bad or it's just a flaky phone. Probably, oh yeah, low battery, okay. Well, the bottom line is the speaker is shot. I can hear it if I put it up to my ear, but it's not what it should be. So the volume is up all the way, and it's hardly audible. Okay, so that's an issue. The earpiece is louder than the speakerphone is. Alright, we're going to record a testing message because I'm more interested in the audio pickup than I am the incoming audio, because obviously the incoming audio needs help. The handset speaker sounds just fine to me. So I'm going to call the testing answering machine and record some testing messages now, or probably just one. Here's the testing messages.
2 new messages. Message 1.
This is a test from the handset on talk. The speaker sounds just fine on the handset. The earpiece does, not the loud one. Now I'm going to put it on speakerphone. Okay, speakerphone is on. I'm speaking at the same distance I was just a few seconds ago. Now I'm speaking about a foot away from the telephone. And now I put the telephone down the table, walking further and further away from the telephone to see how good the pickup is. Hopefully the pickup is still clear. I suspect we'll have no range issues.
Actually, that was a really good pickup. Really good pickup.
Okay, looks like I'm going to be recording 2 messages because I think I turned it off or something when I was trying to get off speakerphone. We're back on talk now. This phone has a really nice amount of side tone. And if it just clipped out there, it's because it played the low battery sound. So I'm going across the room. I'm over here by the water equipment. This is as far as I can test it. The antenna is extended, and the antenna does make a difference. There's been some commentary from individuals that say the antenna is fake, but it's definitely not fake. Okay, I'm back in the studio area now. This phone, I really hope it's reliable because I like talking on it. I like the way it works, and I like the features. Over and out.
End of messages.
Thoroughly impressed by the performance of that speakerphone call. The pickup was very good. I was at the end of that message. I was talking 3 or 4 feet away from the handset at a very, normal or even low volume, and it was fine. It was picking up clearly. So that's good. The speakerphone works really well. So again, I hope that this phone is reliable and it works, because performance wise and feature wise, this thing's fantastic. So I think that concludes what we want to do with the handset. Now let's take a look at the base speakerphone. Go to the mains for a moment. Those tones sound kind of weird.
Hello, Farmer Jones, here in our beautiful Christmas tree field with the crop line for Sunday, December the 13th. Now we are open every day right through Christmas Eve, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. To harvest your own, you must be here at 4 p.m. You'll get caught in the dark. We are at 606 Walnut Tree Hill Road.
Fairly average quality, not particularly impressed. Now I'll switch it back over to the internal line, and I'll record another testing message from this speakerphone. Apparently those testing messages were playing but not being recorded, so I have to play them again.
4. Oh. Message 3.
As is the case with many of these speakerphones, the microphone on the front is fake and the microphone resides on the back. I'm going to put this phone, is it still recording? I think it's...
Message
position the phone so that it's sitting flat on this piece of cardboard as if it was sitting on a hard table, because the microphone being underneath the phone relies on the audio reflecting off of a hard surface to work correctly, and the carpet may give an unfair performance assessment. So now I'm moving back from the phone a little bit further. I'm about as far away as I was when I was testing the handset now. So let's see how good this sounds. Now I'm going to do another testing message on this telephone. Not a testing message. We're going to do another testing call after we listen to this message on the mains to see how duplex the speakerphone is, because I think it's not very duplex at all.
End of messages.
I need to fix that testing answering machine so it doesn't have the stinking reverberations in the speaker anymore. Quite pleased by the performance of that speakerphone. That was very good. Now, I don't think it's that duplex though, so let's go back to the mains and make another call. Why'd that switch over to the handset? I don't know if I'm using it wrong or the phone is flaky. It could also be a combination of both.
Good evening. Thank you for
Is it a good evening tonight? See, this is not duplex at all.
For years to come. People's
This
United
telephone, well, it's not. It is duplex, but it's only half
States is
duplex.
Sunday, December 13th.
However,
People's
it does
United
at least
States
come
time.
back very quickly.
Current temperature.
So while it's not
Free.
fully duplex,
Mostly
it would be
sunny
totally useful
showers
during a normal
and
conversation.
50s,
Especially if people would keep their mouth closed while the people talking and let people speak without interruption like a conversation is supposed to be. Anyways, so the speakerphone is actually really good on seemingly both the handset and the bass. So I really hope this thing works, and it works for longer than the other one did, because it just seems like a really great phone. It performs really well. I know the range is fantastic, and the sound is good. I believe the buttons are even backlit too. Yeah, they are. So this really has every feature that you could want in a cordless phone. It's got the caller ID, it's got the memories, it's got everything. This is great. What a great model. I wish Uniden made something like this, because then we wouldn't have to be questioning the reliability. So anyways, we'll do another video. We very, very carefully clean this thing up and get the buttons working again. We'll fix the base of the antenna, and then we'll see if I still have a use case for it or not. I mean, I'll always have a use for it, but I may not have a use case that utilizes the full range of the 900 MHz digital spread spectrum transmission.